Welcome to May in the Ride Strong Academy. This is your session prep or your mobility session. So you can use this as a warm up and cool off, or you can use it as a mobility session before any runs or after any runs, or just generally in your off days. So as you can see here, you've got a few exercises that we're going to do, and I'm just going to talk you through these. And your PDF download is in the Facebook community group and also on my website in the members section for you. So we're going to be doing some lateral and curtsy lunges here to open up the hip flexors and the groin. These are quite difficult actually, so just take it slow and think of it more of a like trying to increase the range of motion as you go rather than forcing yourself into the movement. And just do what feels good. You know, if it feels good, stay down there for a few seconds. I wasn't particularly warmed up when I did this, so you'll see that my form isn't the best. I was a little bit tight, but particularly on this side actually. But just working through, just trying to increase some blood circulation and also open up those hips and open up the hip flexors and the groin. Next exercise is a T-spine foam roller. There's no real right or wrong technique here. First of all, I like to roll up and down the foam roller to crack out any cracks. And then what I do is work down the length of my spine, both in an overhead position with my hands and also crossed over my chest, which you'll see me do in a minute, and I just go up and down my spine, like flexing and extending over the roller and just sort of working out any tightness. Like I said, there's no real right or wrong way. You just want to dedicate a minute or two to just rolling out and releasing any tight muscles. So sometimes it can be more effective to do it when your arms are round, so your back is stretched a little bit more. The next exercise is a Scape retract and protract. I'm going to show you the retraction and protraction in a minute, but this will just activate and engage the scapular region and then help you stretch out the lower back and the posterior chain. It's also really good for shoulder mobility. So we're warming up the total body here and releasing perhaps some of the upper back thoracic issues that you might have had from sitting down, maybe a bit more at home, working from home. So what you see here is me doing a Scape retract protract. And the only way I can think of describing it is really thinking about, if your hands are flat on the floor, think about sort of going counterclockwise with your elbows almost and thinking about your scapula coming round and forward. It's quite difficult to explain, but just have a little practice and you'll notice the difference in position. The next exercise is a low lunge with rotation. Obviously you can lower your back knee should you need to the ground. But you'll get a little bit more of a hip flexor stretch if it's open. I'm moving through this quite fast. You can spend a little bit more time in each position if that feels right for you. And then our last exercise is these 90-90 switches. Can't see my dirty socks this month because I got black ones on purposely. And I actually prefer to lean back in this. I'm a bit restricted in the hip, but you can sit upright if you have the capacity to do so. So that is your mobility session for this month. Try to do it as many times as you can to really open up the thoracic spine and those hips and just enjoy it. I've recommended that you do 2 circuits for a minute on each exercise, but you can really do 2 to 3 rounds or more if you wanted to get full capacity.